this computer. And I'm going to record on my backup computer. Right. It's working. Okay, so Natasha, welcome to Marketing and Manifesting Your Business. This is a free webinar to give you a taste of our business training. You've told me you're from Slovenia. Did I get that right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Just so I know that. So a lot of people have asked me, how do I market Centered Conscious Ascension, and how do we create a global business? And what's happened here is that Almira Ariel Hele, who co-founded it with me, we developed a lot of fifth dimensional ways, conscious ways of creating global businesses, which are quite different to how normal corporate business works, because we're focused on maximizing return on consciousness, whereas most businesses are focusing on maximizing return on investment. Obviously, we have to make a living, but it's not our main focus. It's not to make money. It's actually to raise consciousness on Earth. So we're coming from a very service-based perspective. And my mission is to help you and everyone else watching this video later to manifest your mission of service. That's the mission of the Center for Conscious Ascension. So I'm going to share the first couple of hours of the training, the weekend training. I'm going to share the secrets of how we market and manifest Center for Conscious Ascension, which started back in 1998 in London I was just being an alternative therapy practitioner. I had left the corporate world and didn't know how this worked at all, running my own business. So I made a lot of mistakes. I got into a lot of debt and did all the wrong things, but I learned the hard way what not to do, so I could help you guys learn what to do right from the beginning, as much as possible. Okay. So that's why I'm here, to help you shift into the world with your work. So maybe you want to share with why you are here. How did you find us, Natasha, and where are you in your journey to me in terms of becoming a spiritual entrepreneur? So I've got some background.
Okay. For already almost 30 or even more years, I am working on myself, doing different practices, educating myself. And now when my sons are grown-ups and they work and I have a lot more time for myself, I was finally getting to that point that I started doing therapies, my own way, energetically. And of course, I'm practicing now on my friends that trust me because it's easier. They know me. They know that they can trust me. So they come for the therapies. But I would like to expand. Maybe someday make a living from it. But I know it's the time. And then I was... I think I found your book on Amazon. It's about soul contracts. And when I was reading it, I was also visiting your website, and I saw that you're promoting and offering free webinars. So I decided to join and to get new knowledge of how to.
All right. Okay, so you've received a lot of therapy. Have you been training in therapies?
Yes, I was doing different things first from Reiki and also heart and soul healing and many others. But that's one thing that's special to me. I usually well, it's just me. I don't like doing therapies or connecting to someone on a soul level, by the book. When I have to check the procedure, how I'm connecting to this person and working. So it's kind of my own way when I just, cooperate with my team and we are doing the work. So it's something quite unique, and I don't have, a diploma or something to prove that I finished something, and now I can say that I facilitate this and that, but it's just my own way, and how to reach people. Well, I hope I get some ideas.
Okay. Right. So what would you like to do with this? You develop your own way of doing things. What would you like to do with that?
With my work,
Yes, what would you like to do with your work?
um, simply put, when I explain this to the people, it's, spark this or light it up, this spark that we have from the creator, so that the people, uh, start to find their way home and connect with each other, help with each other. It's more, so that the soul feels connected also here. We are always at home, but we have to gain this knowing that the connection is infinite. It's always there. Just to make people believe and reconnect to themselves again.
Okay. Writing this down.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so now we understand why you're here. So are you wanting to create a business out of this now? Sounds like you may be wanting
Yeah.
to.
Yes, I would also like, to maybe someday make a living of it, because I love doing it and it also energizes me. And, when I'm in the flow, when I'm working, it's just great. And I feel at home and, living my life purpose here. I was preparing for 54 years. So it's easier now. And when I finally jumped, from the cliff, I got the wings. So it's easier now, but it was quite a process to trust yourself enough, that you cannot harm, that you're doing things the right way, so that you empower people that come to see you. And yes, I would very much like to do it. And of all my interactions with, people who can see things more clearly and who explain to me, this is my life purpose. And I really feel it, from the heart. So I would like to reach more people than just the friends that know me and trust me already.
Okay. Okay, so it sounds like you want to become a spiritual entrepreneur.
Well, why not?
Why not? Yeah. All right. So what do you think a spiritual entrepreneur is? What's your view on that?
Um, consciously living our own life purpose, and also managing to provide for ourselves with this work. I believe this is, that I can provide for myself, for my daily needs, uh, and make a living from it.
Okay.
And it's also, as you said before, the basis is different because it's the spiritual. So it's not usual business, but it comes from, other place than just these rules of how the business works.
Okay. So you pretty much said it. A spiritual entrepreneur is someone who's actualizing their soul journey through the expression of their soul purpose through their soul, through their spiritual business. So their own personal journey and the business journey are one and the same thing. Whereas most people think their business is something completely separate over here, they're over here. There's not much connection between the two. I just work in this business. Okay, so this is a different idea. This is the idea that your business is an external hologram projection of your own soul journey. So you get to learn all your soul lessons by running the business, plus you also make a living in the process, and you serve others by delivering that to the world. Okay. So, and as a result, it'll be a lot more fulfilling. 90% of people are emotionally disconnected from their work because they're not connected, they don't like it. And it's very unfulfilling for most people in the corporate world. So how do you become this? How do you become this fulfilled, happy spiritual entrepreneur, earning a living, delivering your soul purpose through your business? We begin with the end in mind, what we're trying to achieve. And it's the end in mind is the delivery of your gift of service to the world. We each have a specific gift we want to deliver. Do you know what yours is? Would you say it's the empowerment of others from what you just said, or?
Yes, healing. And also, connecting the soul, the particles, getting connected to the source and the home again.
Yeah. And it's about delivering that gift of service to your dream client avatar. They're just fancy words for your ideal client that you love working with, and most importantly, they love working with you. It's not just someone buying something off you and then disappearing. It's someone who wants to have a relationship with you and evolve and grow with you. Okay. So what is your gift of service? What are you most passionate about and love to do? And you've just said helping others, basically, and empowering people. Okay, so but everyone's different. Okay? And because this webinar is for the guys watching later as well. So if you're not clear what your gift of service is, it'll be contained in your soul contract, physical and spiritual karmic aspect, and soul destiny. So our greatest karmic patterns are our learning, and as we overcome them, we transmute them into our positive gifts. Most people who come to us have read the book or seen us on Gaia, so they know what these things are. So your greatest challenges, the physical and spiritual karmic challenges, and soul destiny, which is like karma for most of our life, that's where our gifts lie. And if we can transmute them and become the positive aspects of them and manifest it as soul purpose, then we can deliver our gift of service, and that'll be very satisfying. I mean, my gift of service was to overcome my karma, and physical karma was threes. It was to overcome feeling unworthy, to be seen, to be loved, and so that then I could feel worthy to show myself and communicate and teach to the world, which is what I do now with our global business. And my spiritual karmic patterns are 9 nines, and that's about having great disempowerment as a child. And the lesson there is to learn to empower others, but like you. You probably got 9s in your chart, maybe. So, yeah. Do you have 9s in the chart?
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. So, what we're going to do is normally it's done in pairs. It is more than one person, but what we're going to do here is I'm going to take you through getting clear on your gift of service. Okay, for a little while. So I'm going to stop sharing here so we can see each other a bit more. So it's still recording. Okay, so and we'd ask that everyone who's watching us keep confidential what is actually said, just for yourself, just so that to respect what was about to be shared now. Okay. So tell me about your gift of service in more depth. Okay, Natasha, then I'm going to feed it
Oh,
back to you. Okay. How, what vision do you have? What have you seen so far?
well, since I was a child, I was having this feeling that I have to heal with my hands. It
Okay.
was, it was permanent, and I was reading books about it. And when I went to study, I divinely met a friend that her mother was also practicing Reiki, and I went to learn it, and it was once it was I with my grandmother. She was curious what I was doing, and I performed this simple Reiki protocol on her chakras. And the next day, she had to go to the hospital because she had some health issues. And I was very afraid. I was crying. I was afraid that I was hurting her or did some damage. But the consilium of doctors said they never experienced healing like this, fast recovery from the issues that she had. And, I was a little bit calmed down, but it leaves kind of a PTSD later, because you're always afraid how it's going to affect people. And then when this happened, I shifted gears from fifth to two. And I was said, okay, now I have to learn how to protect myself, how to really learn and be sure that I can do no harm, even if you know in your heart that you can do no harm. Because so it was, and then later on, I had a family, so a little bit postponed everything, learning in the wild, going to different practices, and learning new things. Uh, but later on, the connection with the world that we cannot see, but it's also as much real as this physical world that we live in, starting to make these connections, and some things you discover about yourself and what you're capable of, it started to become a joy and this joyful journey. So from this place of joy, learning new things and see what you can do and have meet friends, at divine timing to encourage you and to support you to go this way. So I think I'm finally there. And as I make therapies and when I get feedback, uh, of course it's working. But I also know that it's not me who is doing this, but the team I'm working with, from different realm. And to maintain this connection and also uh, live in this physical world and live in this world of energy and love, it's quite challenging. Probably from the beginning, but I think I'm at this point where I know now what I'm capable of, how can I be of service, always of service, and you know stay this way.
Yeah.
I hope I answered.
Yeah. Yeah. So what I heard in terms of your gift of service, so this is called a mirroring process. So just close your eyes. I heard that you're here to provide healing under the guidance of a high dimensional team, and you're learning how to do the process properly and to have very good protection for yourself and to do no harm. Okay. And take people on a very joyful journey. All right. And you're taking the feedback you're getting from them to refine your process. That's basically the gift of service I heard. Does it sound about right?
Yes.
Yeah, good. So there's always a sort of a learning process, especially at the beginning, and it continues permanently. Okay, so we go back to our presentation. I'm just going to bring that up.
Okay.
Okay, so how did it feel to hear that? Someone to say, feed it back to you.
Well, it's like, wow, is this really me? So it feels wonderful to hear it, encouraging, and like kind of badge of honor.
Yeah, because we often, when we're running our businesses or getting started, it's all in our head. We're thinking about it all the time. But it takes a while for it to actually sink in. Yes, we're actually doing this. We're actually making a difference here. So, okay. So now we're going to find out, well, we've got this wonderful, empowering transmission that's coming through you under the guidance of high dimensional beings. Who is your audience? Who's out there? Who's here to receive it? So, because we've got to get pretty clear when we're running a business, spiritual business, who the audience is. So, and initially it can feel like, have you felt like asking a question, is there anybody out there interested in what I do?
Yes, I did ask it.
Yeah, that's come up as a, yeah, it
Yeah.
usually does. Okay, so it's important to get clear on who you're targeting in terms of gender, age range, income level of consciousness, degree of commitment to the spiritual path, how spiritually evolved they are, and where do they hang out. Because if we can get really clear on who that ideal client avatar is, okay, then you can focus your energy and then they'll start to manifest. But if we're not clear, then it's hard to attract the right people because universe says, well, I don't know what you want, Natasha. So we get it pretty clear. Okay. So let's go through this now. Because initially when most people start out in this path, they think, I'll market to everybody just so I can get somebody turning up. Does that sound familiar?
Yes.
Yeah. But the thing is that if you do that, if you scatter your manifestation energy all over everywhere, it's not going out strong enough. It's not focused enough, and the universe won't respond as well as you'd like. But if we get really specific on who we want, who we desire, who our ideal client avatar is, then the universe can respond much better. I'll give you an example. 80-90% of the people who come for the sessions and mainly trainings with us are women between the ages of about early 20s to about 60 or 70. And the income level does vary, but often they're therapists or trying to become a therapist. So it's sort of a median income level. They're reasonably conscious. Some of them have been on the path from a very young age or throughout their life. They're older. Okay. And they're very committed. They're totally committed to their spiritual path and will do whatever it takes because it's the most important thing to them. They're not interested in making tons of money. Obviously, that's useful, but they're here to make a difference. They're very passionate about it. And they are pretty evolved spiritually, lots of different levels. And where do they hang out? They hang out online in different online forums, Facebook and Instagram, a few on TikTok, but they tend to gravitate towards like-minded people online. So what we're going to do is find out who these people are. And even if you're not fully clear, just give it your best shot because this is the beginning of laser focusing on who you desire to come to you. And the more you do that, the more likely they're going to turn up. So what sort of gender are you looking at here?
Yeah, women. I would prefer women.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the age? What sort of range?
I also love children, so it may be, from the child's age, where also there's the mother at the therapy, and I don't know. Maybe the level of consciousness is more important than the age range.
Okay. And what level of consciousness are you looking at? people just beginning the journey, or being very evolved, or somewhere in the middle?
Well, somewhere in the middle, starting to, know there's something more, and wanting to find out more, and starting this path to themselves, to their own purpose, and what this life, this path here means. There's always a higher meaning, and the work, well, not quite the work, but why we came here for. So like this, they uh, so that they're curious
Curious,
what
yeah,
life has to offer. Yeah, that there's
yeah,
more.
yeah. Writing soon. And how committed are they to this path, would you say? Is it just casually interested, or really seriously interested? Is it their whole life, or somewhere in between?
Um, Maybe really wanting to do work on themselves, so that they persistent, and well, not quitting too early, but you know uh, evolve on the way of searching and researching the life. So I would say pretty conscious about, you know what life is and what they really want.
Okay. Okay, so reasonably spiritually evolved.
Okay.
Yeah. And where do you think they hang out?
uh, they mostly go to the nature, and join with other women to have fun, talk, go dancing, and you make this connection special, um, uh, so that they know they can support each other. They are there for each other when any one of them needs encouragement, or any kind of help, or just to talk, or just that someone lends you his ears or her ears, uh, to to be there for you when you need it. Well, mostly like that, or even at some spiritual practices, uh, but nothing. Well, something that's really open-minded and lets the people to find their own truth. So it's not, like some kind of a dogma that wants you, to believe it. It's the only truth there is. But the practices that they encourage you to find your own truth, uh, and to open the possibilities instead of, closing them in a box of rules, uh, something like this.
Okay. All right. So I'll give you some feedback. So in terms of your ideal client avatar, um, the age could range from children to mothers, and perhaps even older people than that. But most importantly, to you use a level of consciousness where people are reasonably awake, they're on the path, they're not raw beginners, they spend time in nature, um, and they want to connect and have fun, and they're really committed, and they don't give up easily, um, and they want to spread connection, build networks. Okay, and they're open-minded to new ideas, and they want to find their own truth. Does that sound about right?
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
Okay. So how did that feel to hear that fed back to you there?
uh, Joyous to meet them.
Yeah, yeah. Because the more focused we are, and the more on our joy and our flow, it's called the spiritual signature, the more likely these people are going to turn up. Okay, because the universe will show you people who don't fit for a while till you say, well, no, I don't want to work with you. And as you get more focused on who you desire to turn up, then you'll get more of those. Because I used to get all sorts of people turning up. Some of them were not really suitable for some of the work we did, until I got clear, because I had the idea I've got to market to everybody. Then I realized that was bringing in people who weren't compatible. So I don't do that anymore now. I focus on a small niche of people who are very, very committed, very conscious. Okay, so that's the obviously this takes a lot longer when there's a whole bunch of people when we're doing breakout rooms, so we got through this quite quickly. So has that been helpful to you to get clear for yourself?
Yeah, it's amazing. I was never thinking, of this kind of approach to start manifesting the business. Yeah, it's great. Thank you. It's totally new to me, to think and focus this way.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
well,
great.
yeah. So what we have first off have to have is a gift of service here. Okay. And then we need to dissolve the ego so it doesn't sabotage us. Okay. And then and your home energy and soul contract energy are very important because they both create a reality. The balance of the 5 elements and the sounds of your name in Hebrew create your reality. So that creates the experience you're going through in life. Okay. And the key to this is to dissolve the ego so that we can follow the spiritual signature. We can follow what opens the heart in each moment. Okay. And as we do that, that allows us to flow with the open heart. Because in each moment is one right action, and initially we are diverging off the spiritual signature, which is why life gets very hard. Because we're allowing the mind to dictate to the mind to take over. So we're trying to move to basically converge on the spiritual signature. And if we do that, we'll be in the right moment in the right place, and things will just open and flow. Okay, so then we have meeting our ideal client avatar here, which we just described. So we've described the gift of service, the ideal client avatar. And when they meet, in the middle, you have a business that'll actually work. Okay, this is the key elements of being a spiritual entrepreneur. The rest is detail and training and discipline to actually get there, investing time and energy in that. So in the training, we cover these different areas, and then now we understand what gift of service is and what the ideal client avatar is. We have to get here. We got to help you connect with this tribe because they don't know you're there, so you got to go and tell them. That's why we do webinars a lot. We have them on the website, and we market them on our Facebook groups. We do email outs because we attract the right people like you to come along. So that's the things we're going to cover in the training. And then many people in the West try and force the business to work, but in this case, the limitation on growing a spiritual business is how far you've dissolved your own ego. It's an inside job. It's an emotional inside job. Because the clearer you are, the more worthy you feel, the more grounded you are, the better the business is going to run. And then we also talk about reconciling the masculine and feminine energy within us to deliver your skills to the world, because most spiritual therapies are very feminine and loving and caring, but you need the container of the masculine energy to carry that out into the world, enough of that to deliver it to the world, because so the soft, fluffy stuff is not going to make any sense to people unless you package it up and deliver it in a way they can handle. So we talk about that dynamic in the training. And and we talk about how to stay connected with the training energy of this marketing and manifesting your business and the community around it and our community of practitioners, because we're brought up in a 3-dimensional slave matrix where we're taught to work for someone else. Whereas here, becoming a spiritual entrepreneur is about letting that go and becoming sovereign, becoming empowered to follow your spiritual signature, follow that one right action that opens your heart in each moment, because there's a divine plan in the high dimensions, okay, called the visionary template, which as we dissolve our ego, it can channel through us. And the more clearly we can listen to that, the more graceful our business is going to grow. Okay, because little Natasha or little anyone we think initially I have to work this out myself. Oh, it's just too much to do. This is too hard. You see, so It's about surrendering to higher consciousness because it has a plan for our business. It designed it with us before we even incarnated. It can be a relief to know there is a plan here. We talk about escaping from the corporate matrix. A lot of people who come on the training are doing their alternative therapy training, maybe got a little side business going, but haven't actually left the corporate matrix. We talk about how to transition from the corporate slave matrix into an empowered place of being a spiritual entrepreneur. Okay, so that's quite a transition. Okay. We talk about what is the most effective form of marketing to deliver your gift of service to your ideal client avatar, and it's different depending on who you are and who they are. How do we reach them? And then we talk about, as part of reaching them, we talk about the frequencies of business names, which is the third level of the soul contract, where we look at the vibration of legal, trading, give the concepts of it, trading names and website and names. How do we attract the ideal client avatar with the energies of our own personal name and of our business name? Okay. We talk about how that process works. It's very important because if you can't track them or communicate with them, they're not going to come. How's all this sounding so far?
Oh, great.
Yeah. And then once you've got a customer, once you've got your ideal client avatar here and your gift of service, we look at how do we deliver this to them. Okay, they've said, yes, I want to buy this service. How do we deliver that? They're called channels to market. Okay, and we talk about sales funnel webinar. So we talk about, like, these webinars I do are part of our sales funnel where we give you a free taste. We try and be pretty generous of what we do so you can feel it and get to know me, get to know the business, and see does it fit for you, because it doesn't fit for everybody. So we talk about how we actually run our webinars and this is how we actually grew a global business. Because it started in London, in the southeast of England, in all of England, part of Europe, and it started going over to the Americas, then it went out to Asia and New Zealand, and now it's global, it's everywhere. Okay, because on our trains we have people from everywhere turn up. So, and then we talk about how you connect with your spiritual business plan, which is formed on the higher dimensions, because it's not little us trying to scribble on a piece of paper like you in the corporate world, writing our business plan out. Okay, it's already been designed in higher dimensions, and if we can connect to that and flow with it, then good stuff is going to happen. So what we're doing on the training is we're really giving you an introduction to all these key points that you need to run a spiritual business, all these fifth dimensional concepts. Some things you may be familiar with. I mean, you said you hadn't thought about doing it this way before. And so if you, in 2 days, we can just give you a brief introduction to all the areas you've got to consider here. And so at least you know the landscape, which is quite different to a corporate landscape or a normal self-employed business landscape, 3D business. And we also have some special guest speakers, some of my practitioners who can then take that introductory framework we do in 2 days and they have programs available where they can coach you. It takes about 18 to 24 months to change the mindset because we're already programmed the matrix to be a slave. Changing your mindset to an empowered mindset where you become a business leader. You're making it happen. It's not happening to you. You make it happen. So they can coach you and mentor you over that time to help get there. So it actually turns this vision you have into actually a reality of a business that actually pays the bills. But it does require persistence. It's 90% sweat. Okay, so it's important not to quit and keep at it, because we have these lovely visionary ideas which are very easy to do, but actually making it happen is another matter. So we help our practitioners get out there for real. And we also have my website designer in terms of putting the right energy, helping you embody into your website who you truly are. Once you're clear on who the ideal client avatar is and what your gift of service you're going to deliver them to is. So basically, we help you put together and turn this idea into actually a living, breathing reality that eventually is paying the bills. which is a big thing. Not everyone's cut out to do this, and often people don't make it because they just don't have the structure, the systematical structure. So what we're doing here is trying to deprogram people of what they think business should be because of being in the matrix, 3D matrix, to actually what actually works, and then helping them understand the landscape and then move through that landscape, okay, to create their business. How's that sound?
Oh, amazing.
Okay. So any questions? That's pretty much the presentation, really. Any questions on any of that? Just as an intro to what we're actually what we do in marketing, manifesting your business.
Well, it's a new approach to me. I never thought of it this way, but it resonates. It's amazing. I think it must be great.
Yeah.
So,
it'll get you thinking. So you run this a couple of times a year, twice a year. And the next one is on, all our courses are on Zoom. And the next one is on the 26th and 27th of April, Saturday and Sunday. And the total fee is £367. Are you on euros?
yes, we have euros.
Yeah, it's a little bit more than that. In euros, it's just good online.
I think it's written
Is it
here.
there? Yeah, about 430 euros.
Mm.
The deposit is 145 euros approximately. And we do time payments on PayPal, Pay Later as well to make it easier for people. We try and make it affordable because our aim is to get as many light workers activated, because God sends hundreds of millions of light workers, but only a few actually get out there and do the business. So you can find out more at marketingandmanifestingyourbusiness.com. That gives the full listing of the business, and that looks like this. This is on the website here. This goes into much more depth of what we cover in the training. Okay, but you've got a good taste the first couple of hours because it's just you and you've had a dedicated course. We've done it in about half the time. So I hope that's been helpful to you, Natasha.
Yes.
How did you find that?
I think it's amazing. I'm very glad I got to know you and to talk to you. It was wow. So thank you. I will check it. Yes.
Yeah. So we'll send out the video in a few days' time, so you can rewatch it, and the other guys who registered, quite a few of them can actually view it as well. So if you have any questions, you can just email me. You've got the email address now from registering, and then I'm happy to answer them.
Thank you. Thank you.
So is that enough for today? Is nothing else you want to ask or that's come to mind?
I think I have to check with myself what I really want.
Yeah.
Because this path is, I kind of know where I want to be approximately. Well, not 100%, but the mindset you opened with your approach is really something new to me, and I would like to explore it. Yeah, it's great.
Okay.
So.
All right. Thank you for coming and being so open. Hope it helps everyone else who's watching.
My pleasure.
All right. Maybe we'll see you on the training some stage.
Yeah, let's hope.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.